Okay, this is day 362. Lots going on. I want to say thanks first to Jason Goodman for the nice shout out when he was speaking with Louis Gohmert in Dallas last night. He contacted me and I got to send a couple of questions. And I think Jason made a good comment. You know, he said that Louis organized a caucus meeting, but the Speaker of the House is the next person that has to call the committee chairman to move forward with committee hearings. My two key questions were when we're going to have formal hearings, and the second question was when are they going to appoint a special prosecutor. Now, I believe the president actually appoints a special prosecutor, but you know, we're learning, you know, and I think Jason made that point, you know, that here's the mechanics of the politics and this is how we have to move forward. So I appreciate that. The news has dropped also, by the way, for Julian Assange about the illicit traffic in Russia with the uranium. And I just wanted to point out that maybe now CNN and New York Times might want to revisit the smuggling story that we did, the depleted uranium smuggling story, using the Maersk shipping lines and diplomatic cover for the depleted uranium. There's a reason why there's a corridor in Pakistan-controlled Kashmir up to all the other stands that are a part of the old Russian, the old USSR. There's a reason why there's that corridor. They wanted to keep that corridor open for a very good reason. Anyway, I'll let Donnie at CNN consider that, along with Kevin Melee. But here's our tote board. Here's our reader board. We picked up Oklahoma. This is our biggest one yet. This is 5 electoral votes. We're close, as I mentioned, in Washington, 3 at 8. We've just got these kind of sticking point states here that I'm not exactly sure why we're not getting them. We also got Keith Ellison's district of Minnesota 5. Minnesota 5. Keith, my brother of color. We're coming together. We got Minnesota 5, so PAC-ISI has now been put on notice in Minnesota 5. We're moving ahead here. We got our first one in Arkansas. So these aren't the 3 that we need in Arkansas, but we got our first district in Arkansas for some reason. I don't know why. I hadn't seen that before, but we're making progress in Bill Clinton's old Arkansas. And so this is the update. We're right around 200 now, and I won't go through all the states, but we obviously could put some more on the board here at Iowa, Evansdale murder story. I just keep thinking of that every time I see Iowa 1. I think of that Evansdale murder story, and I think, of course, of Indiana 2. Now we got Indiana 2, which is Delphi, where the other girls were murdered with that same signature double garroting. And I don't know why, but when I think of Waterloo and I think of Evansdale, I think of those poor girls, and I'm not giving up on that story. A lot of these stories necessarily aren't popular, and people forget about them. I'm not forgetting about them. So moving ahead. So Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. Thank you, Oklahoma. And we're going to go and get Iowa here, and we're going to get Kansas. We're going to get South Dakota on those plains as well. Talk to you all soon.